His name is T. Morant, Ja Morant's dad. You've probably seen him courtside hanging out with the stars. We usually see him laughing and smiling, happy for his son. He's had his back, and he's been by his side. Every single bucket his son scores, he celebrates. But this didn't start only when Ja made the NBA. He's been this way for a while. Countless hours with his son that he's enjoyed, training, mentoring, and just being a father. But not everyone's used to a father being so close with his son. Some think he's annoying, and they're tired of seeing his face. They think he should be quiet, sit down, and go unnoticed. Welcome to Ball Facts. Let's sit down and talk about this. All right, so we got two sources that came out and said something against Ja Morant's dad, T. First one is Slam Studios. You know Slam, Basketball Slam. 159K followers is what they got, and they made a post. And the post is basically straightforward. They said, T. Morant is approaching Lavar Ball levels of annoyance. And a lot of people didn't take too kindly to that. Number one person we got, Lethal Shooter. If you don't know who Lethal Shooter is, this is who he is.
Anybody that loves the game of basketball, I'm willing to train them. Candace Parker, Travis Barker, Drake, Future,
Bobby Portis, Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Chris Matthews, a lot of you might know me as Lethal Shooter, the shooting coach.
Okay, so he's been around a lot of NBA players and things of that nature. So he knows just the vibe to be around them. And he came out and said, these dads are annoying. Some of the comments I've been seeing on multiple posts talking down on Lavar, T, and Karl Anthony Towns' father, I don't think it's really up to the world to criticize how a positive father shows up in his son's life. Our community has need for more role models and father figures in the lives of our young men. Instead of criticizing exactly how they show up, maybe we should instead celebrate that they're present as a positive influence and helping young men move in a constructive way. Keep doing a great job, dads. We value you. So he just came out, he didn't mince words with it, and that's how he felt. And we're going to move on to people just commenting about it, because we got a couple check marks. DC Young Fly came out, said, no cap. Guys, you got to understand this. A lot of people didn't have fathers. A lot of people have family that didn't have fathers. And so when they see this stuff, it triggers them. And they think like, man, if my dad was there the way his dad was there, or if this dude over here I know was so talented, but he didn't have a father and ended up in jail or prison or, you know what I'm saying, anywhere. If they had this father, things would have been different. So people get sensitive. And here goes, Drake even came out, Champagne Poppy. He says, imagine your son makes the league and he's Ja or Melo or Lonzo. All you can do is be elated and competitive and over supportive. And it's right. It's a rite of passage to the OGs talk. I know I'm going to be this way, even if my son is in a Rubik's Cube competition. So you got people standing up, and, Drake had his father, but I think his father, if I remember correctly, was not always around. I think he was a musician or something like that. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but people are saying something against this. And also I want to get to Fat Joe, and then I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. But here's Fat Joe saying something about Ja Morant's dad as well. Let's go.
Legendary shit Ja Morant is doing out there. I'm a little frustrated with his dad. I know that's his dad, but, he got on my nerves at the Knicks game when they blew us out. Every time they hit a three, he jumps up and goes like this. It's too much. Ja Morant's dad is too much. I'm not too cool with him every shot doing all this. But Ja Morant is definitely the future.
Okay. I hear you, Fat Joe. And I got nothing against you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know you. I heard you had a son who was a little, what's the right word you use these days? Handicapped, that you protect, you take care of, whatever. I don't know. But if you look at these NBA games, you got fans going crazy every time their team makes a shot. And you don't want the father of the player out there throwing his hands up saying three every time that he makes a shot. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, if you've been to NBA games, I have. I don't know, maybe it's some of the higher status guys like to sit there and just go like this. I could be freaking courtside, and if Melo made a shot, I'll be raising my hands up. 3-3, Melo get a dunk. Anybody that I like get a dunk, I'm going to get hype. Now, if it was your son, how much more hype would you get? You'd be over the moon. So I don't know what they expect these guys to do. And another big thing I want to talk about, because this is the same thing that happened with Lavar. These people, the NBA, they don't have to put the camera in certain people's faces. Like we see they do it less with Lavar now, right? And they used to do it all the time. Chicago does show Lavar more love. I think, I've been seeing that. And Charlotte does a little bit as well. So they're growing back. But it's not like Lavar when he was at the Lakers. He was on prime time just like Ja Morant. But nobody goes up to the camera and says, put the camera on me. Focus on me. They don't have to. Even if the dads ask, can I get an interview? Can I do this? You don't have to do it. They're not holding anyone hostage. So, and that's why you got to be careful. They sometimes build you up to break you down. Nobody's making anybody zoom the cameras in on these guys. They don't have to sell them front court row seats. They can do whatever they want to do, but they show these fathers. But then all of a sudden, it's like, I guess too much is too much. Everybody else can be a huge fan of Ja Morant, but not his daddy. Everybody else can hold up 3 fingers, but not his dad. Like, it makes no sense. That's why we got to look at our society as a whole when we see fathers being supportive and even fathers being fans. Like, yes, that's my son. I'm his dad, but I'm his fan too. Why wouldn't the dad be the biggest fan of that son? People in the crowd just screaming and everybody's happy and laughing. The dad has a drink and starts having a good time and laughing. You don't got to put the camera on him if you think he's getting a little too crazy. You can if you want to. But what else would he do? This is what I don't like about society in this country when it comes to fathers. I don't want to get too deep on y'all, but sometimes y'all need it. Sometimes y'all need to hear these things. Sometimes y'all need to look at this and say, and that's why I'm glad Lethal Shooter stepped in. Somebody got to check these people that have platforms, people that got check marks. He got 2 million followers. So, you know what I'm saying? His voice is being heard. No, y'all don't try to do this to him. And that's what I always say, man. When I made Ball Facts, it was to protect the family. I seen the family come against by everybody, right? So Ball Facts is nothing but basically that post from the Lethal Shooter. Now, the Lethal Shooter already had 2 million followers. So when he make a statement, they hear it. You know what I'm saying? I had 0. So we came from the bottom and we went up, and we still doing the same thing today. And guess what? I guess my job is not done with. Why? Because look, any new father that pops up supporting his son, been training him for years and want to be supportive, we don't see that as a good example. You know what I mean? I guarantee you a lot of dudes that have little shorties right now looking at Ja Morant's dad and the way he is with them, and that is inspiring them to be more in their child's life. And there is no problem with that. If you think that they're being seen too much, this is for the homie Fat Joe. All respect to you, bro, but you need to blame the NBA networks. You need to blame the television shows that is putting the camera on them, because they're not supposed to be acting all stuffy and stoic while their sons are playing basketball. They're supposed to do the same thing they was doing when they were in, like YMCA basketball. Why would you stop cheering now? You've been going crazy for your son his whole life, before the money, before the fame. You are the definition of the day one. You are the definition of somebody who now, when they make it to the top, you should be going crazy over the top. And if you feel like he's having too much of a good time and, you know what I mean, he's getting a little crazy, they don't have to let him on the court. They don't have to do these things. Your problem is not with these fathers. Let these fathers live. Please let these fathers live. And let me tell you, I'd rather see him go overachieve than underachieve. Everybody is different. But you guys, go ahead, support Ja Morant and his family, because that's a family unit. And that's what we support here in Ball Facts. And that's why I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But watch out, guys. They'll try to turn him into the next Lavar Ball. Remember, they loved Lavar. They loved him. But I got a feeling that it's going to come back around. It's going to come back around because Melo is pushing. Lonzo's hurt, but he's coming. LiAngelo's coming. The vision is not done. The prophecy will be fulfilled, believe it or not. Anyway, whenever the son does so great, they end up having to love the father too, to a certain extent. You know what I mean? So hopefully it works out that way. But I'm just keeping you guys focused and seeing what's going on. They'll try to destroy a family. They'll try to take a father and make him less important, say he's doing too much. They're not doing too much. They're just being themselves. And if you look at it, doing too much, right? What is that? Was he doing too much when he spent countless hours training him in the backyard? Was he doing too much when he took him, drove him to every AAU game, when he bought him the latest sneakers to get on the court? Was that too much? He's just keeping the same energy. And we got to learn how to understand that and accept that.